Hi everybody, I want to show you two tools that really help with doing deep readings and also proofreading your own work. I'll tell you, like, if it wasn't for these two tools, I don't think I would have been able to finish grad school. I used these both when I was at Stanford and Columbia. So, okay, first tool, your built-in Mac text-to-speech. So when I go to the Apple button, I click System Preference, and I look for Accessibility Tools. And then I go over to Speech, and I look for this thing that says speech selected text when the key is pressed. The default is Option Escape, or it might be a few different options, but basically if you press the keys that are listed here, or you can try to customize it. So here, Option Escape. If I'm in an article, I can just highlight it and click Option Escape.
Two households, both alike in dignity.
When you want it to stop, click Option Escape again.
We lay.
Now, with websites, often you can also do the double tap and drop down, and often there's a speech tool here where you can click Start and Stop Speech. Option Escape is like a nice quick thing. Now, in Google Docs, let's say I'm doing a reading in Google Docs, or let's say I'm proofreading what I wrote myself in Google Docs. When you highlight text in Google Docs and you do the drop down, you notice there's no speech option here. So this is where the Option Escape button really becomes handy. Again, you had to go to Accessibility to turn that on. I click Option Escape.
The main reason the revolution was a mistake is that the British Empire,
and now I can do my annotations as I read.
Would have abolished slavery earlier.
Or if I'm proofreading, I can correct my text as I proofread.
Abolition in most of the British Empire occurred in 1834.
Option Escape to stop. Now, so that's your built-in Mac tool. Those who are my students, I put under miscellaneous this thing called Free Immersive Reader, though the rest of you guys can find it in the Chrome extension store. So the Immersive Reader website, if we turn that on by, and this is for Chrome, so if you turn this on, what happens is that if I go to a website and I click drop down, in addition to the built-in text-to-speech, I have this thing that says help me read this. So what it does is it takes the text over to Immersive Reader and it gives you a few tools. So Immersive Reader is really cool. So Immersive Reader 1, I can change the font size to be what's comfortable for me. I can change the color coding. This often helps if you really need to focus. And then I can have it read.
Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
Some really cool features in the upper right beyond the visual text preferences. If I go over to grammar options, I can turn on or off the syllable divides here. I can have it highlight or color code verb, nouns, and other parts of speech. If I go over to reading preference, I can decide how do I want it to focus and underline. I can even have it for English language learners. I can even have it translate into different languages. One final tip just for the teachers, in distance learning, it's really hard to gauge when you give them a reading on how long it takes for them to finish reading it, because you can't look across the room to sense when the people are done. So Read-o-Meter, you can paste in your article, and it'll gauge for you based on the average 200 words per minute how long it'll take to finish this reading.